G'day everybody, Duckville here. We're going to watch a game from the IPSL. This is going to be on one of the very cool new maps that is being used in the GSL as well. This is on Metropolis, which is a very nice map. We'll have a look at the map features in just a second, but of course we do have up at the right side position, we've got TSLMamuri, who has been on a hot streak so far. He's won the past 2 games. If he wins this one, he is into the grand final of the IPSL Season 2. His opponent, who he's going to try and do his darndest to stop him, is BKShield. He's down here in the bottom side, who is going to be trying his best. As we said, he's had to deal with some really nice ground attacks from Mamuri, so we'll see if that is going to be the plan here from Mamuri again, or if he is going to go for something a little bit different with these positions here. Mamuri may opt for something Mutalisk based, or perhaps he's just going to stick with that lovely ground composition he's been using in game number 1. We saw him using quite a lot of roaches, being a bit defensive unfortunately, because he had to deal with a massive mech army from BKShield, and then in game number 2 we saw him biding his time realistically. He saw a very fast command center from Shield in that on Shakuris, so I was going to try and remember what the name of the map was. It was Shakuris, and then had to just try and bide his time with that and try and figure out a way to come back from that. And we saw him do a macro hatch, which was very interesting to me. I've never seen something like that done against that sort of build, but and then was just biding his time and then waited till he got some ultras. He had +5 to armor on those ultras, of course, and then just used the Niter Swarms effectively, which is one of the best ways to use ultras, I feel, is to pop them out in one location and then send them to another through the Nidus network. You don't even need a ticket for that. You can just pop them straight in and go to another station, and yeah, and then you can certainly get your money's worth with those ultras. So I would love to see some more of that perhaps, but Mamuri, just scouting out what's going on, does see that there is one gas down and an orbital is on the way as well. Shield doing a nice little job, just making sure the natural is protected. Sorry, not the natural. The second gas is protected. Puts down a refinery, takes it to 52 HP, and no extractor annoyances from that drone. So we're going to keep things nice and uncheesy for the moment here from Mamuri. Meanwhile, he's taken his gas. He's got a spawning pool on the way. We also have that hatchery just about to complete, so a very standard, much more standard build from Mamuri at the moment here, and we'll see how these guys transition very soon. Now, the map, as I said, very cool map. We've got an easy to take natural. There's a nice little position here. You can wall off if you're a Protoss or a Terran, and then there are the rocks you can destroy later on once you want to move out without sacrificing any buildings. You've got a third base that's accessible through rocks at the back, but that also means that your natural is exposed as well. If someone were to be very sneaky, put on a ninja suit and then come through the back. The third, as I said, right here, and that's quite nice. And then you generally see a game will transition across sort of horizontally, if it were, just to try and get extra bases as that. Now, Shield looks as if he's going to go for something Banshee-esque, and we'll probably see if that is the case in just a second, or perhaps some Hellion drops. He's got a factory just switching over now. He's got the Hellions going to be pumping out in just a second. He's probably going to get some scouting done with that and then see what he can do. Does look as if, yeah, it's going to be a Banshee play. We're going to have some Hellions going in the front and then perhaps a Banshee up the back. Now, if you watch 4GG stream, you'll see him do this quite a lot. It's a very powerful build. You do need quite a lot of micro to pull it off, from what I understand, because it does require you to try and keep those Hellions alive at the front and also keep the Banshee alive inside the main base. Now, the big thing is going to be, is he going to get cloaked? I don't think he's got enough gas for it. Yes, he does have enough, and yeah, he's going to start the Banshee up in just a second as well. So he's going to be looking very nice once the Banshee comes along, and if he can get some good damage done with that, he should be in a very sexy position. Meanwhile, Spinecrawler at the front will just mostly deny these Hellions from getting in. You don't want to poke in with just 2 of them, because they'll take a couple of shots and they'll not be in a good position once they get inside the main. But catching those Hellions off guard, BKShield not watching what he was doing in that circumstance, and the Lings taking 2 kills against the Hellions. Not always you see something like that in the start of a game, but We'll find out how Mamuri is going to take advantage of that. It looks as if he's just still moving his lings out on the map, wants to try and get some map control and take care of these Hellions. He does almost get them, but those Hellions are covered in butter. Put them in a pan because they will grease it up quite nicely, and does get away with them for the short term, but in the long term, of course, the Lynx have speed and they are easily able to take care of those. But Shield now looking to do some more Hellion harassment. I think he's just trying to distract Mamuri for the moment. Here we've got one Banshee already out, the second is in production, Cloak is just about to complete, so things are going to look quite nice once he gets inside and finds that there is no detection at all for Mamuri. And here we go, the Banshee inside Cloak and going to town on that Queen. The Queen is probably going to go down quite easily. Hellions at the front trying to defend against the Lings. The wall will help out with that, but the Queen goes down. Second Queen is not being targeted just yet, but the drones are being targeted. A couple of spores going down inside that natural there. Some extra spores inside the main are going to try and help out as well. Notice that he's building two of them. He needs to make sure that they definitely do get up, and drones being caught on the ramp. Absolutely done. I would think that that is probably going to be it, because now there are Hellions inside the main. No defenses at all for Mamuri. He's only got that one Spine Crawler at the front. Drones trying to do what they can, and there is a GG. What an absolutely crazy play there. I just feel as if Mamuri just perhaps being a bit distracted by trying to get the Lings in at the front, and then they got roasted up and then just had nothing back at home to defend. Of course, the Banshees probably would have been taken care of eventually by the Queens, not to mention the spores that were out, but those Hellions getting inside, look at that, 30 kills at the 8-minute 46-second mark. So great job by BKShield there to bring a game back. He will need to win another 2 more if he is going to take this series, but we'll see if Mamuri is going to let that happen in the next game, game number 4, which we will jump into in just a second. Stay with me and I'll see you guys there in just a minute.